open wide.
Ready?
Here comes your chunk of Trump.
It's my favorite food.
With your first bite, here's Mark Thompson.
I have a feeling it's going to be beautiful.
Donald Trump wants you to know that he doesn't rule out banning vaccines if he wins.
What?
Isn't that nice? RFK Jr. as the vaccine czar, right?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. It's a...
That's not fake. That's real.
No, it's very real, Dr. Fauci. In an interview with NBC News, the former president also said a push by RFK Jr. to remove fluoride in water, quote, sounds okay to me. RFK Jr. would have a big role in the administration, Trump said. Kennedy, who ran for president as an independent this year before he dropped his bid and endorsed Trump, has long spread conspiracies and falsehoods about vaccines and other public health matters. He has, for example, frequently claimed that vaccines are linked to autism, even though studies have debunked that theory for decades. Asked Sunday whether banning certain vaccines would be an option during a second term, Trump didn't rule it out. Quote, well, I'm going to talk to Kennedy and talk to other people, and I'll make a decision. But he's a very talented guy, and he has strong views, Trump said.
What's that saying? Is it the lunatics running the asylum?
Yeah, the inmates running the asylum.
No offense to lunatics. That's what it feels like. These letting the crazy people in charge.
Yeah, it's but those crazy people have a lot of appeal. In fact, RFK Jr., I know many people who are big RFK Jr. fans, and they very much kind of worship at the church of RFK Jr. So I'm not convinced that RFK Jr. doesn't have appeal.
Head on the head of the hood of the family car, the guy who left a bear in Central Park. Like, what else does he have to do to let you know that he's not quite right?
Well, he's a little eccentric, Kim. That's it's true.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. The word about a Donald Trump administration includes, and you'll be happy to hear this if you're wildly religious, a promise to bring about a new era of Christian power. He has pledged enhanced access to the White House. They will get directly into the Oval Office and to me. He is promising that he will champion his followers' brand of Christianity across American life and government. He's avoided boasting about the main accomplishment that made him a hero to conservative Christians. Of course, that's ending Roe v. Wade. And he's distanced himself from Project 2025, which is the conservative blueprint for a Trump presidency, of course, but he has his unwavering support for, quote, my beautiful Christians, as he calls them. And he leans heavily into their fears about losing power in a secularizing and pluralist country where a majority of women support Vice President Kamala Harris. So in his final campaign events with conservative Christian activists and politicians, Trump is promising to elevate not only their policy priorities, but also their ideological influence. He says that he's going to affirm that God made only two genders, male and female. He will create a federal task force to fight anti-Christian bias. He will give, quote, enhanced access to conservative Christian leaders if they elect him. Quote, it will be directly into the Oval Office and me. We have to save religion in this country. She embodies, Kamala Harris, the multi-faith and multi-ethnic aspect of American life, and she wants to lead that. She has personal faith in Christianity, but she has said in various public forums that her parents took her to civil rights marches where, quote, people of all races, faiths, and walks of life came together to fight for the ideals of freedom and opportunity. So very different people, but if you're a new era Christian, prepare yourself for the new era under Donald Trump. There's going to be a lot of God with access to the president and to the laws in this country. Let's get this country back to God.
This is a word from the Lord, and he's not happy.
Thank you. That's exactly right. And finally, you had the story, Kim, about the fact that Kamala Harris was on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And so NASCAR being covered at NBC, had to serve up a big chunk of NASCAR to Donald Trump for equal time, right? Apparently, that was a commercial for Trump that exceeded the time that Kamala Harris had on Saturday Night Live. I didn't see it.
I didn't either. But you know why we didn't see it? Because if they were really trying to attract new voters or reach people they hadn't reached before, then Trump would have been on Saturday Night Live and Kamala Harris would have been on NASCAR and football.
Oh,
That's not the way it worked out.
I see.
So everyone that was watching Saturday Night Live probably, they were spoon-fed Harris and they were already voting for her and vice versa.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as though you'd be
no.
But there's some NASCAR people who are, libs like NASCAR too, Kim.
They do?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's it for this edition.
Well, I really enjoyed it.
But make sure to join us again next time
I think you might want to listen. There's nothing wrong with listening.
for another chunk of Trump.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell, you'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.